Okay.
And so this is the McLean side of the house, and this clock, by the way, was on this side of the house during the battle. That's been documented, so that is a silent witness to what occurred during those 3 days. On the wall here, this is Jack Skelly, is Jack Wade, who was Jennie's brother. This was taken in Arizona some years later, and this is Jack during the war in his uniform. And this woman here is Mary Wade, who is Jennie's mother, and this woman here is Georgia Wade, who's Jennie's sister. So when you're ready, we will go into the cellar.
Okay, let's head down the cellar.
This, by the way, is a photograph of the shell that's now in a private collection.
The big shell.
All right, so let's make a shell. Whenever you're ready. Now, one thing about the cellar, it looks a lot nicer now than it did at the time of the battle, because people have been coming into this house for over 100 years. And they dug the cellar down 18 inches and put a brick floor in here. But at the time of the battle, it was a very low ceiling, a dirt floor, very uncomfortable, a ton of humidity. And that's part of the reason the family didn't want to go down here. There was nothing here for them. Georgia being just giving birth, she was depending on the things they had in the house to be comfortable. That's a painting showing what it looked like when the soldiers brought the family down here into the cellar. And of course we have Jennie's body down here. And they never did clean Jennie up when they buried her. She still had biscuit dough on her hands. And her mother took her apron off, went through Jennie's apron pockets, and found only 2 items. She found a key to the house where they lived on Breckenridge Street. She also found a photograph of Jack Skelly that Jennie carried around with her night and day during the Civil War. So again, that's strong evidence of her feelings about Jack, because women did just not carry photographs around the guys unless they cared very much for them.
Now, this back end here now, was this an add-on or was this actually?
No, this was a solid wall during the battle. Each side had a cellar, but we've opened it up today and we do have a photo gallery back there. I will mention about Jennie's burial. She was buried 3 times. The first time was where the gift shop is. That was their backyard. So right after the battle, they buried Jennie in the backyard. They had no ceremony. They just slipped her into the ground because they were having a torrential rainstorm. During the Battle of Gettysburg on July 3rd, it started, and on July 4th you had a torrential rainstorm and there was flooding all through town, on the 5th and so forth. And so they had all they could do just to bury her. Also, she was buried in a casket that was intended for a Confederate officer. The Confederates, as I said, they controlled the town, and they had a casket they were finishing that they were going to bury a Confederate officer in, but when they were told to evacuate town, they left the casket behind. Union soldiers got it, and that is what she was buried in, a casket intended for a Confederate officer. About 6 months later, she was buried at the German Reform Cemetery, and then 9 months later, they bought a plot at the Evergreen Cemetery, which is at the top of the hill here. She was moved up there. She's been there since 1865. And so if you do want to see her grave, it's very easy. You cross the street, you walk a half a block or so to the top of the hill where the arch brick building is, the gatehouse to the Evergreen Cemetery. Walk through that, look to your right, you You can't miss her grave because there's an American flag flying over it and a statue upon it.
Okay. So that's pretty much it for the Jenny Wade house?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to go ahead and get started. So
You might want to take a moment and look at the photo gallery.
okay, let's go in here and check out the photo gallery.
Oh.
When you do that, Tim, you could just shut the IR on the camera itself off, and then you could actually capture these images with the camera. And these are all photo evidence of paranormal activity.
Right, and we do have a DVD about the haunting right here, which you can pick up at the Mystical Marketplace.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
And that's the orphanage there.
These ones?
Mm-hmm. And we have them numbered, and so if you see the number, you look up here at these menus, and you can read the number and see what it's talking about.
Pretty cool stuff.
That was a picture of the face of the hand holding something, right? Is that what you get out of that?
I don't know if
I-
it's that.
That's what
I
I
always
got.
saw the face of
See,
a boy.
there's a face and there's
Yeah.
a hand holding something
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You stand back far enough and you kind of look through the camera.
yeah.
Looks like a hand that's
It looks like he's holding a head.
could be, could be a skull because you got two eyes in the mouth right there.
Yeah. That's creepy.
Looks like he's got a big ear over on this side too.
Yeah.
Now, when we're investigating, it's fine, we can talk, because I'm just going to do voiceover while he's doing all this stuff anyways.
Mhm.
The air filtration system that's in there, the fans that are blowing around, can you shut those off while we're investigating? Is that possible? Or,
Yeah, I mean,
or is that
it'll get,
a-
it's stuffy in here already, it'll get more stuffy, but I can just lower the temperatures to when they're supposed to come on so that you keep them off.
Because when we're doing EVP work and stuff, it might,
Yeah.
you know. And then like, as far as display lights and stuff like that, I mean, we can help you. I mean, do you mind if we do lights out? or-
I could.
So here we are at the Jenny Wade house. Me and Jen and Tim behind the camera. We have two angles. Tim's running a handheld, and we have a tripod on me and Jen. We're going to do some EVP work, some P2 work. See if we can make contact. Jen, or Tim, sorry. Can you see our faces and the equipment?
No, I can just see the faces.
Do you want to maybe shoot from this room here so you can get everything? Because I don't know if you're going to get it there.
I can get it here.
Jenna, my name is Herb. Do you have a message for us?